So today is the day that New York City will either redeem itself or send itself into the inferno of hell by way of Mamdani, because that is the only options. Those are the only options right now. After the end of this voting, what's going to happen? Either, like I said, that New York City will redeem itself and not pick, the guy that everybody's been pushing for, or they will shoot themselves in the foot and pick Mamdani, and it's going to be an absolute disaster. And I don't know what people are thinking if they're out there voting for him. I want to share this with you guys because there's a lot going on right now when it comes to this. So Polymarket, you guys have heard of Polymarket. They have these ads up all over New York City talking about how Mamdani odds showing a 94% chance of him winning. Listen, that's genius. Now hear me out. A lot of people may be thinking to themselves, if Polymarket's putting this up, it's going to let people know there's no chance of Mamdani winning, and that or Cuomo winning, or anybody else, that Mamdani's totally got it, so why even go vote? But I'm looking at it from a different perspective, okay? Because I try to look at everything from all these different weird angles that maybe other people aren't looking at things from. It's just the way my brain works. But when I see them putting this up, that there's a 94% chance that Mamdani is going to win, it makes me go, okay, well, obviously they want people to vote against it, that Cuomo will win. And in order for Cuomo to win, they have to then go vote for him, which will then tank the Polymarket odds that Mamdani is going to win, and it will then make them rich beyond belief. Like, that's how it goes. And I'm looking at this going, I wonder if Polymarket is basically mind screwing these people into voting for Cuomo and betting on Cuomo in the app. That way, when all the voting is said and done, Mamdani does not win. Think about it. The easiest way to get somebody to do what you want them to do is to convince them that they're doing it for themselves and that that's not what you want them to do. It's like with toddlers. Hey, eat your vegetables, but then you put it in, an airplane thing or pretend it's something else. Hey, dog, I need you to take your medicine. So you wrap it up in peanut butter or bacon. This is how things work. Polymarket might be out there going, listen, we don't want Mamdani to win this thing either. So let's help this along by making it financially lucrative for people to instead go out and vote for Cuomo, because the odds, 94% chance of Mamdani winning, there's not any money in that, right? But if Cuomo wins and you voted for Cuomo instead, or you put your bets on Cuomo instead of Mamdani, you're going to rake in a ton of money. Listen, I don't bet, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. You can let me know in the comments if I have this completely backwards, but I don't think I do. I think that that's what's going to happen. I know that the voting system there is trying to rig it 100% that Mamdani will win because they have his name. Look, Elon Musk posted this. So Mamdani is on this ballot numerous times. If you just look in the top row under A and D, I think has Mamdani's name. He's in there twice, and you don't even get to Cuomo. Let's see, where is he? This takes a second to even find his name on here. I know he's here somewhere. He's got to be somewhere. There he is. He's down underneath on E, on the second row on E. It's hard to see, like I said. But you have Mamdani on there numerous times. That's not on accident, okay? It's another way of tricking people into voting a certain type of way. You even have Elon posting, given that he's on the ballot twice, maybe he can win twice too. Because again, they have him on there numerous times. Here's what somebody else posted. I want you guys, we're just going to go all these little random things that I found today about the elections in New York City. And yes, I know there's elections going on everywhere. It's not just New York City. They're talking about how in, it was either Cleveland or Cincinnati. I don't remember which one. Started with a C. One of those two. How the red area voting machines just happen to be down. Like 3 or 4 of them just happen to be not working right now. It feels real convenient and real deja vu-ish of past elections where in red cities, red areas, they either closed down the places altogether and moved you over somewhere else 30, 40 minutes out of your way, or they were having glitches and Dominion things weren't working, all these other things. It's going to happen across the board because the Democrats unfortunately have to do everything humanly possible to try to win something for themselves, because if you left it up to the American people, they would not win anything. And I think they realize that at this point, because it's the American people that are going out to vote, except for in New York City, anybody can go vote. According to this, this is somebody's experience in voting in NYC. It's by Seth Rosenberg. He says, no ID required. Zoran on the ballot twice in the top row, which I just showed you. Eric Adams, who dropped out to avoid splitting the vote, is still on the ballot. And let me just see. I'm looking at his name. I'm looking at his name right there. He's right next to Silva, and Cuomo is all the way on the bottom. He's not even in the top part. Obviously, well, that's for the Republicans. Okay. But yes, Eric Adams is still on the ballot, just like when RFK Jr. tried to take his name out of the running during the presidential election in November. They would not do it. Numerous states were like, nope, you're already on the ballot, you're staying on the ballot. And all that did was hurt the chances of President Trump at the time, because independents were like, well, then we're still going to vote for, RFK Jr. instead of sliding their vote over to the Republican side, because nobody with even half a brain cell is going to slide over to the left to vote if your independent person isn't there. Most of the time, I feel like you're going to go more towards the Republican side, because although you're independent, I still feel like a lot of independents are more have more morals, more ethics, and want the best for the country, as opposed to for everybody else but the citizens of our country, as the Democrats do. So you have that, and then you have let's see, and then they talked about how Cuomo's in the bottom right corner, second row, which is what we already talked about. It is the no ID required is still a big deal, right? That's still a very big deal. It's still something that a lot of people are like, well, who cares? They're giving out IDs like freaking Halloween candy, like in California and Illinois and numerous other sanctuary cities, blue states, whatever. They're just handing them out like it's nothing. California, you don't even have a name. They just give you an ID or whatever else. Absolutely crazy. But this is a huge deal, because how do you take any of these Democratic wins, if they occur, how do you take any of them for real, as opposed to going, well, I mean, you didn't require IDs, you've pretty much rigged it so that your Democrats' names pop up more than anybody's. It's not okay. Then this is what's crazy. I saved this one. Hold on. I want to share this with you guys, because I was like, this is absolutely hilarious. So New York City mayoral candidate Zoran Mamdani blames bomb threats at polling places on President Trump. So there were multiple bomb threats that were made this morning at several polling locations in New Jersey. And Mamdani gets up and he starts talking about how, I'm not going to make you listen to his voice because I don't like him. He starts talking about how it's because of President Trump that these bomb threats are called in and whatever else. And I'm like, bro, we all know that that's not the case. Like, anybody and their mama can call in a bomb threat. A lot of times the Democrats do these things, and then that way it looks like the Republicans have done it, so it gives Republicans a bad name, but it's just Democrats playing the game, right? Their game, where it's all about them being able to tell their base, look how bad the Republicans are. That's all it comes down to. On top of that, this is what's great. I want you to hear this one. Normally I wouldn't make you listen to the voice, but you need to hear this, just like we talked about yesterday. If I can find the volume button. If you saw yesterday's video, look, I have it upside down. If you saw yesterday's video, you heard me tell you that Mamdani is promising things that he legally cannot deliver. He cannot do the things that he is promising on this campaign trail. And now that the votes are rolling in, he's finally telling the truth about the fact that he's been lying during his whole entire campaign trail. So listen to this dumbass right here. You ready? Listen.
Question affordability in this city. Living here is top of everyone's mind. It has gotten obscenely expensive to live here, to do anything here. So you're proposing free grocery stores, free buses, $30 minimum wage, all of which sounds incredible.
Cheaper groceries, not free groceries.
Excuse me, cheaper groceries.
No, it started off as free.
What people want to know is, great, I would love all those things. Yeah, how do you pay for it? Who's going to end up footing the bill for those programs?
So I'll answer that question by first explaining some of the endorsements that Andrew Cuomo has received.
Who gives it?
Elon Musk's endorsement is one of the most expensive endorsements that Andrew Cuomo has ever gotten, because it costs
stop playing. Who gives a shit about his endorsements? Mamdani got endorsements from outside of the U.S. from, I think it was 6 or 8. I was going to say 6, 7, just to really piss off like any teenagers that had me watching this. But 6 or 8 different outside of the U.S. places he got money from. The question was not anything about Cuomo. He's pulling a Kamala Harris here. Remember the interview that she had with the Australian woman, and I can't remember her name, and I feel bad about it, but the lady asked her about Joe Biden and some other stuff, and she went off on this whole Trump thing, and the interviewer was like, okay, way to really, pivot around to something I didn't even ask you about, but can you answer the question that you were asked? Mamdani, and maybe it's just Democrats in general, for some reason don't know how to answer a simple fucking question. Like, it's very easy. You're asked a question, you answer the question. When you don't want to answer the question is when you like tiptoe over here, because you know that by answering that question, you will either show your hand or you'll show how stupid you are. And he's about to do both. His hand being that he has no actual plan that he can enact. And then if he were to answer it that way, then his base that's still trying to go out there and vote today would be like, oh, hell no. You told me free this, free that, free that. The fact that he's now going, cheaper groceries. That's not what you said in the beginning, boo-boo. You said free. Everything you said is free, 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 which is why these people are voting for you, because people want free, because everything is so effing expensive right now because of Democrats and all the illegal immigrants that they let in and everything they've done over the past 4 years, giving all of your money, my money, your mama's money, my mama's money to people outside of our country who don't fucking live here. They should not be getting my taxpayer dollars, like no reason. And yes, that may make me sound heartless. I don't give a shit. There's no reason why my taxpayer dollars should be paying for Egyptians to go to college. You want to use my taxpayer dollars to help people here go to college? Knock yourself out. Do I agree with it still? Not 100%, but at least it's helping somebody in this country, a citizen of this country, as opposed to everybody else, right? So Mamdani, I want you just listen.
In the state of New York, $959 million in tax breaks that he gave Elon Musk years ago when he was the governor of the state.
Governor, because governors can do that, mayors can't.
To make every bus free in New York City. So I've said clearly that I believe we should tax the top 1% an additional 2%.
Look, everything he is saying, the governor did it. He will be the mayor if he wins. Fingers crossed that does not happen. Guess what he cannot do? What the governor can do. So unless he is somehow going to just, shoot from mayor straight up to governor, he is full of absolute steaming dog shit. He can't do any of this. Listen. Not a fan of the man, not a fan at all. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. And then, oh, we're running out of time. I have to get my kid. Then they post this ad. Zoran Kwame Mamdani posts this ad talking about his final ad just dropped, right? And it's him doing whatever, not wearing his normal clothes because he wants to be able to fit in with the people he wants to vote for him, as opposed to dressing like the Muslim man that he is and, talking about the Sharia law and all this other stuff and whatever else will happen. But he posts this ad, and then this person called Jerry Rig Everything, who is clearly a dumb fuck, he posts, when the richest people in the world don't want this guy to win, he's the right guy for the job. Honey bunny, how do I explain this to you so that it makes sense? When the richest people in the world don't want this guy to win, is because they understand that it will destroy the economy. Guess what rich people want? For the economy to thrive. And why? So they can stay rich. That makes sense to me. When rich people want to stay rich, I think it makes sense. When rich people are like, oh, no, fuck it. Just, go vote for this guy. Let him destroy everything so nobody has anything and the economy is fully trashed. I don't agree with that. But listen, this person is a moron. When you have people who are going, I don't want this guy to win, there is a reason for it. It's not just because, he's going to take my money. Yes, that has something to do with it for these rich people. Obviously, it has something to do with it. But it's because they know if he, which he cannot do, thankfully, but if he were to try to do these things or somehow get the governor, Kathy Hochul, whatever her name is, to agree to these things, it will ruin the businesses, it will ruin the everything, and then that trickles down and destroys the middle class. More than anything possibly could, because now you've taken away the places that employ them. You've taken away the places that, run their 401ks. You've taken away literally everything. And my brain's not working, as smartly as it should right now. I'm fully aware of that. But it is an awful idea to let a socialist come in and take over New York City. A Muslim socialist at that. Are you fucking crazy? We'll never forget. Bitch, y'all forgot, immediately. The second they implanted this dude into New York City, it's like everybody there was like, turn a blind eye on everything. Oh, golly. I don't understand. Maybe that makes me stupid. I don't know. But I don't understand how this man has made it this far, how he is on the cusp of winning the mayoral race in New York City. It does not compute for me at all. In the least. Anyway, we'll do more later. We'll keep an eye on what's going on. Obviously, we'll be back later to talk about who wins and whatnot. God, you've got to be a special kind of stupid to vote for that man. Especially when you're asked, what socialist country do you like most? Oh, I don't like socialist countries. Well, then why do you want to turn the city you live in into a socialist city? Bless it. Bless their hearts. That's the nicest way I can put it. Anyway, I love y'all. I'll be back to bitch about something else later. I gotta go get my kid from school now. Okay? Love y'all. Don't go vote for Mom Donnie. Goodbye.